Yesterday we had a subject about clarity and determination. And there was a very nice little anecdote or example to show how it works. And we got this example because of our dog, Dada, who really likes to come inside the house and also really likes to eat cat food. It's his favorite food. So basically, anytime he gets an opportunity, he will try to come in the house to eat the cat food. Either he will push open the door, or he will try to push and open the door to check if it might be left open, or he'll just come inside if he sees that we've left the door open a crack. But what do? We don't want him to come inside. He's not allowed, because his job is to protect the place outside, to defend the trees against the deer eating them, to protect the territory, as well as to protect the chickens that we have from the foxes or raccoons that would otherwise come to eat them. So Dada has to stay outside. This we are clear. Dada is not clear. He keeps trying to come inside, and no matter how many times we tell him no, 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 and we close the door on him, he still tries to come inside. But it doesn't matter, because we are perfectly clear that Dada is not allowed inside. And we just tell him no every time he tries to come inside. And that's it. It's not complicated. It's not difficult. It's not a war. It's not a battle between us and Dada. We just tell him no. And this example we give to say that when you are absolutely clear about some kilesa or some fault or impurity that you have seen in yourself that you don't want to accept anymore, then it is not complicated. You just have to not accept it every time it wants to come inside. So the kilesa or the impurity or whatever wrong you have seen in yourself that you don't want to accept, this is like Dada. Dada is not allowed inside. That's it, period. Clear. And now every time he comes in, we have to say no. So if I've seen that I have a tendency to be jealous, for example, or I have a tendency to get irritated or impatient or angry or whatever kilesa that I just don't want to accept anymore. Once I decide that I don't want to accept it anymore and I'm clear about that, it doesn't mean that the kilesa will stop arising, that it will never want to arise anymore. Of course it will. The mind is an automatic machine that will keep bringing up the same subject again anytime it has contact with something that it will make jealousy want to arise, or that will make irritation want to arise, or that will make, let's say, anxiety want to arise, or whatever. But I have to say no. I have to be firm and clear. And the reason that we are not able to do this, there are two reasons. One is that, for example, if I'm not in the house or if I'm asleep, now Dada can come inside. So I have to be aware of what's going on in my mind to know as soon as this impurity or kilesa wants to touch, starts to appear. Not that it's able to come in without me realizing. And the second main thing, which is quite important, is to understand that it's not me. Because the problem is that as soon as I'm angry, I am angry. It's not that I see anger arising in my mind, I am angry, or I am afraid, or I am jealous. So I don't see the difference between the one who is watching the mind and the kilesa that wants to come in. As soon as the kilesa wants to come in, I am the emotion, or I am the kilesa, or I am the irritation or the anxiety. So it's as if as soon as Dada wants to come in, I am Dada. How can I tell Dada no? I am Dada. So to give a summary, there are three things that we have to develop, to understand and to practice, to apply, in order to simply not accept any kilesa or impurity that we find unacceptable. First is to be clear, to decide, okay, I don't accept jealousy, for example. So first to have the understanding that this is unacceptable. I do not want to allow this to be in my mind. Second, to develop awareness, to know when it wants to arise. Awareness, or sati we call it. Usually we say sati. Thirdly, to develop the understanding, and the awareness helps with this too, they go together, that I am not jealousy, that the jealousy arises automatically in my mind, but I am clear that it's not allowed, that it's not acceptable. I just say no. and I don't accept it. So I am not the jealousy, I am not the anger, I am not the fear when it wants to arise. And if I have these three elements, these three qualities developed, one of being clear, not accepting, two, being present, being aware to say no as soon as it wants to come in the door, and three, being clear that this, as it wants to come in, it's just the mind automatically wants to bring it up, but it's not me, and I can say no. And then it becomes quite simple, and it's not same with Dada, it doesn't have to be a great battle or a great struggle. It's just as simple as that. You see it coming at the door and you say, no, not allowed to come in.